Well, the Super Mario Brothers fan game madness continues. Probably many of you know this one. I think it came out last year. This is like the definitive, the ultimate version of Super Mario Brothers in 8 bits, 16 to 9 aspect ratio, full HD. A fan game developed for the PC, Super Mario Brothers Remastered. This is not just a tribute to the original Super Mario Brothers. It has a lot more to it. As you can see, you can play like the original Super Mario Brothers, but also the challenge mode and the bull race. Basically, this is like Super Mario Brothers Deluxe on the Game Boy Color, but in full HD. You can even select the worlds, play the challenge modes. As you can see, you have to collect the 5 red coins, the Yoshi, and get the score in every single of the levels. So basically, it's the same as Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, but obviously looks better, a bigger screen. But not only can you play the original Super Mario Brothers, but also you can play the Lost Levels, Super Mario Special that came out. This one was developed by Hudson Soft and was only released on Japanese and Korean computers. All Night Nippon, which is basically Super Mario Brothers, plus some weird characters based on a Japanese show, and custom levels that you can also download through codes from Level Share Square. I think it was called Level Share Square or something like that. Well, the same link that I provided you when I posted the video on Super Mario Flash, the original Super Mario Flash. Basically, it's the same level or fan-made games hub from which you can download the games or these editors. Basically, this is also a level editor, as you can probably tell. But also, you can download the levels that allow you to expand your experience playing these different level editors. So this is like, so far from what I've seen, it's like the definitive version of Super Mario Brothers. Many of the looks and the elements that you can see in the game are pretty much inspired by Super Mario Maker's Mario 1 editor, which makes it very interesting, by the way. So uh, today I am going to focus on the main Super Mario Brothers game, try to beat the main game so we can actually unlock the whole challenge mode by unlocking all of the worlds. As you can see, I played through the first world. I unlocked the second one, but I am unable to play the other ones because I have to beat the story mode, which is what I'm going to be doing. Hold on, guys. I just want to see something here because I'm unable to see how much time I spent on the video itself. Okay, there we go. So I can continue. I'm gonna start a new game and you can select the other characters. Mario, Luigi, Toad, Toadette. I wouldn't be surprised if you can unlock someone else. Not precisely interested. So yeah, I'm not gonna be expecting anything like out of normal when it comes to features and you know, big differences in comparison to the original counterparts. I just wanna play the game again, like I always have. Okay, they give you a little bit of a checkpoint mark. And if I wanna do the challenge mode, which I never completed even on the Game Boy Color, I mean, I must have like cleared a bunch of worlds, completing everything, but I never actually 100%ed it. So I don't know, I'm probably gonna leave that for live streaming, the challenge mode. At some point I wanted to do that on the Game Boy Color, but I never completed it. Well, never got really far, to be honest with you. So if I do that, actually this version gives you a very good incentive since, as you can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous. In full HD 16:9 aspect ratio. Even if it is in 4:3, I mean, it's better than the screen on the Game Boy Color. So obviously it gives you more of an incentive to try out and complete. the challenge mode. I don't know if I mentioned it, but you also can play challenge mode for Mario the Lost Levels and Mario Special. Well, for All Night Nippon as well, for sure. But that's essentially Mario 1. I don't know if I would like to play that version, to be honest. I can test it out just for show, just for shits and giggles. I like the little background detail. Okay, it's the first time that Mushroom actually goes the other way. And they introduced the music from Super Mario All-Stars here in 8-bit. That's quite interesting, if you ask me. So yeah, you can even play challenge mode in Super Mario the Lost Levels. As far as I know, that doesn't exist on the Game Boy Color version. Well, not to mention Super Mario Special, since it was a computer version that didn't even have scrolling. Actually, one way to play Super Mario Special outside of this particular release was through Super Mario Brothers Crossover, a Flash game that came out like a good 15 years ago or so. So yeah, as you can tell, music-wise, and even how the shadows are portrayed here from the sprites, this is pretty much Super Mario Maker-like. Obviously, with the SMB elements, but modernized. Okay, I don't know why I made that jump. And obviously I cannot save state, rewind, or anything like that. But as you can see, I have infinite lives. It looks like by default. I don't know if you can control the amount of lives. Maybe I changed it to infinite. Well, all the better. Honestly, if you can save your game, I'm pretty sure you can save from any level you want. Just like in the Game Boy Color version, for example. Why wouldn't you be able to continue from any level you want? So yeah, this version right here is a pretty good excuse to get back to the classics. And at some point, obviously, I would like to play the NES and Super NES versions again, either for the Backlog series or for retro achievements or some other features that I can always work as an excuse to replay these classics again and again. And you never get bored or tired of watching me play those, so... But for the time being, we got this. There are other... Okay, as you can see, I don't become small all at once. And in terms of music, it's basically adapted from the Super Mario All-Stars. Okay, here Toad definitely looks better. I wonder if the princess actually is gonna look better. Desert. Yeah, they changed like the level themes in a way. Alright, hold on guys. I just wanna adjust something real quick. There we go. So yeah, this is the same 2-1, but it was made in a desert. So aesthetically, yes, it can be a little different, but essentially it's the same game, with the same traps, the same difficulty. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. I wouldn't be surprised if I see like rain, or snow, or thunder, dark areas. Well, we saw some of that in Super Mario All-Stars, like snow backgrounds, things that supposedly weren't like that in the original 8-bit release, but it keeps the essence. I have actually played a couple of the custom levels. People can be really creative with those. They can use several elements that are not necessarily present on the official game. Okay, that noise was actually introduced in the Game Boy Color release. So I'm really curious to see or to play the challenge mode, complete it, see how difficult it is, for example, in Mario Lost Levels. I really want to see that. I really like the little touch in the backgrounds. You know, originally it was just blue. It's like the perfect combination between the basically additional background elements that they added obviously for the 16-bit release, but they kept it basic yet charming. You know what I mean? There are other Super Mario fan game level editors or level engines with an official game, for example this one that I would like to explore. Well, we saw some Super Mario Flash, at least in the case of the first game we can still access custom levels. I haven't been able to find like custom levels for Mario Flash 2 or 3. But if you expect quality, probably you should play custom levels for this or Super Mario Constructor, which is based on the classics as well. And there are a couple of others. Well, Mario Forever, classic fun game from the mid-2000s. They released like full level packs with like literally hundreds of levels and worlds. And many others that probably I'm not aware of, but I'm just trying to make the reference to the ones that have kind of a big enough community, let's say. Well, Mario Brothers X, without a doubt, one of the most solid Super Mario Brothers or Mario World editors. I know the communities are big and the levels or the games can be very creative, but I'm not completely sure about how many big releases there are for those. There are enough YouTube videos with full playthroughs of level packs going around. For Mario Forever, for Super Mario Bros. X, among others. Well, not to mention Super Mario Maker, obviously the official one. At some point, obviously I would like to do Super Worlds for you. Okay, the blocks were on my way, but we can use invincibility frames. So let's see if we can clear 4 worlds today. It would be pretty nice. Halfway through the main game. Infinite lives, that's not gonna be an issue. And as you can see, World 3 originally was just a dark world, like a night. Like the plains at night. Here, they put different music that is from Mario Maker with a snow theme. Even adapted the looks of certain enemies. I don't know if I'll be able to get the extra life out of this. Not that it matters. It gives you points, as you can see, not the actual extra life. That's a star. I want a checkpoint. Sorry, I want a power up. Wait, don't you find a vine here? Or am I crazy? I'm not crazy. Well, I am crazy, but not about this specifically. So yeah, guys, that's the thing with this Mario fan gaming world. Not everything is ROM hacks, guys. There are new things to explore, and they are good. Okay, that was a bad landing place. I thought I was super dead. Nice. Seriously, the challenge modes for the different games will certainly do a great live streaming content. No, I don't think I can do the trick with the extra lives. I've never been able to do it. Again, I don't need it now. I like the snow effects. Now, if it is snowing, it should be more cloudy. It sounds like the sky is completely clear, but it's snowing. Classic case of video game logic. Let's keep going. We don't care about the life here. I usually stop, try to kill all enemies. I'm not trying to collect red coins or find a hidden egg. Just clear the goddamn level. By the way, I don't think I'm gonna try Super Mario Flash 3 again. I tried playing the next level after the first recording, the other recording to that game specifically. It was an airship. Was it an airship or a tank level? Anyway, it kicked my ass. It kicked my ass in such an epic way that it made me quit. So yeah, I did attempt to keep recording that, and it was beyond unsuccessful. But I show you basically like what the game looks like. Towards the end, all of these Mario Flash games become annoying, to say the least. Alright. I'm gonna say World 3 it's been kind of a walk in the park. Even easier than World 2. Well, I've got the power-ups now. Easy life, easy Bowser. And now World 4. I don't know what new graphical idea. Okay, Forest. We also saw this in Mario Maker with the same music. It's kind of nice, actually. I really like the leaf effects. I'm a coin whore. Can't help it. So yeah, as you can see, like in every world that they are introducing like a different background, different music. So even the original experience of Super Mario World, of Super Mario Brothers, doesn't get repetitive, or at least doesn't look repetitive. It is essentially the same game, I know. Well, underground level is pretty much like 1-2. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can do the warps, but honestly, that's not the point. I don't want to go to World 8 immediately. Or World 5, we can also go there. We can go to 5, 6, 7, or 8, depending on which warp you decide to go for. Oops! Yeah, deaths like this in the original game were kind of painful because... Well, that one was stupid because I was trying to press a button that wasn't the jump button. Okay, that piranha plant was certainly taking its time. I know there's a power-up like in the middle? Correct. I like the different colors of the pipes. Some of them are kind of unfit in this place, but we're getting way too picky with some of these opinions, don't you think? Of course you do. Alright, this part. Jumping from the top of the pipe is always a problem. Sometimes it works, but most of the time doesn't. 4-3. Well, we'll remember this level. At least in Super Mario All-Stars they put lots of mushrooms. No exception here, but at least they introduced like a variety of colors of the mushrooms themselves. Not only for the platforms, but also the background. They kept the idea, but it looks absolutely better. The bushes at the bottom add up. Aesthetically, I insist, this remake really adapts very well for the one who looks for variety in a way. 4-4. Oh yeah, this probably will introduce the coin sound, indicating that you are going through the right way. This is the maze, remember. See? I mean, they did that on the Game Boy Color game. Why wouldn't they do it here? At least you know you are on the right track. And that's a level. Because of the resolution, actually the levels feel shorter. Basically because your visual field is actually wider, bigger. Well, that was very quick. Let's do one more world, guys. Okay, now... Well, this was like an ice-themed world, I remember in the Mario All-Stars remake. Now they did it up night, or a desert at night. Well, the concept of a slippery floor didn't exist in Super Mario Bros. 1, so it's fine that they didn't make like a snow-themed world or level. Yeah, let's ignore the other coins. I usually go for them when I'm trying to collect lives. Not the case. (5-2). I think there was a Hammer Brother at the beginning here. Or am I crazy? Well, bad idea. Well, my nose is a little congested, so please understand sometimes I will be making disgusting noises like that. I need to clear my throat. I think this one took you to a section underwater? Whoa! Okay, this looks nice. See in the background that it is still at night. So even the aesthetic in an underwater level at night make it look different in a way. Look at them points. Okay, those Hammer Brothers are really aggressive in here. I hope it doesn't become a problem in the last levels, A-2, A-3, A-4. I'm trying to remember if I forgot to mention anything important about this game. Hopefully I'm not forgetting everything of value. Okay, hopefully I remember to share the link to Level Share Square, where you can download all of this awesome level engines based on Super Mario right into the pits. Lovely, but I got the checkpoint at the very least. This is 1-3, but tougher. Yeah, after reaching the checkpoint in the original game, you weren't able to get that power-up, so the widescreen definitely is a plus. Okay, these platforms actually aren't smaller, like in the original 5-3. They made it easier. Of course, they added the bullet bills. It's fine. Okay, I'm getting fireworks pretty often in these levels. So yeah, I'd rather complete 5 worlds. Oh shit. Oh, look at that animation. That's different. Like I was saying, I really hope I can complete. Let's see if I can jump over this. Of course I can. So yeah, I wanted to complete 5 worlds because I know it's gonna take longer to go through the 3 remaining worlds. It might take several deaths. It's very likely. Maybe not. But I just want to go through the main game quickly, so we can explore the others, Mario Lost Levels, Mario Special. Maybe I should do Mario Special first, because that's actually never completed it, never played it from beginning to end. I probably tested it in Super Mario Crossover, but that's it. Alright, my friends, that's gonna do it for today. Thank you for watching.